What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a look at a big update for EB-03, and I mean a big update for EB-03. Lots of stuff has gone and been revealed. We've got ourselves 4 special Dawn, and there's gold in there and all sorts, but I think we need to start off with Uta and the alternate art Uta. And the manga rare Uta. Yeah, that's right. Uta gets a manga rare. Now, there is one thing which I think is incredibly weird about Uta getting a manga rare. She's not really in the manga. Now, I know there is like a silhouette of her in chapter 1055 in the Wano arc. I know this. I get this. That's not the point, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the point. She's basically a film character who now has a manga rare. That's weird. There we go. I've expressed how weird that is. Is the card actually any good? Might be. 7 cost, 8,000 power, no counter, admittedly. But we've got activate main once per turn, set one of your Dawn active, then rest one of your opponent's Dawn, or one of your opponent's 4 cost or lower characters. Oh. Yeah. That seems pretty good. We've then got, at the end of your turn, you may rest one of your Dawn in order to set one of your film-type characters to active. Oh. Yeah. Bearing in mind, your activate main will activate one of your Dawn, so you then have an extra Dawn available at the end of your turn to rest it, and then set one of your film characters active. Like, this seems pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. This seems pretty good. Now, it is green film, so realistically here, we're pigeonholed a little bit in terms of how we can actually play this. And I know it doesn't have to go in a film deck. The first skill is really good regardless, but the second skill is a very good skill which really does work for film, so still decent outside of film, but it's really film we're looking at here. And if we look at green film and we have a look at leaders, we go, oh, yeah, we got Uta. That's it. We got starter deck 11 Uta. That is the only one we're going for here. Sorry about that. But put that in your film deck. Could work. You get to activate a character at the end of your turn, like, for instance, maybe your EB-02 blocker Luffy. Because obviously if you activate your block at the end of your turn, then you can attack with Luffy on your turn, but then you get to come straight back and activate it at the end of your turn, so that it's then sitting there as a potential blocker when you get into your opponent's turn. That's a nice little combo going on. Is this going to be enough to make starter deck 11 Uta amazing? Because bear in mind, that did win Japan Nationals like 1 year, which was weird. But I'm pretty sure, unless I'm just remembering things weirdly, that was a thing that happened. It's had time as a top tier deck. Well, now we got a new Uta, which is cool, an alternate art, which is nice, but we've got the manga rare of a character that was never in the manga. Yes, I know her silhouette appeared in the manga at one point. It's not the same. I know it and you know it. But there's more stuff we need to have a chat about, like, for instance, the alternate art leader. Yeah, that's right. There's only one leader in EB-03. The leader is Nefitari Vivi. Well, we got the alternate art now, and it is, as I call it, fake manga head. That is to say, it's got the same basic style as the manga head cards we've seen before, but it's not actually Oda artwork. It's not actually a manga head. Ergo, fake manga head. We've seen these a bunch. They're fine. I prefer the actual manga head. I prefer having actual Oda artwork, but I understand it doesn't work for everybody. That's okay. We've got a nice little alternate art here, and it's kind of lovely. And it's Vivi, and it's an interesting leader, and I think there's a decent chance this one could end up being good. No, we don't know for certain. Just a bit of a prediction. Now, as a reminder of what the Nefitari Vivi leader actually does, we've got a dual colour red and blue, 5,000 power, 4 life. And once per turn, If your character with an original cost of 4 or higher would be KO'd, you may instead trash a card from your hand. You get to keep your characters on the board. That's clearly a win. We've then got Activate Main, rest this leader, and you give one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power for the turn, which is good. And then one of your characters that doesn't have a when attacking skill gets Rush. The example I've used a lot for this, for instance, is Tony Chopper, who's got a really good attacking skill that lets you play characters for free. So that's one of the ones here whereby you cannot give that Rush, because then you would have this awkward situation of having the really good Tony Chopper, and you still get the on-play skill. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, play an animal. But then to also give it a when attacking skill, to give it Rush, so you could get the when attacking skill immediately, would mean you could straight away use it again and potentially play Chopper, get a character when you play it, and then get a third character, second from Chopper, using the Rush, which clearly is not really what we want to do. That gets a little bit silly. So that's the reason. That is your explanation why it has to be a character that doesn't have a when attacking skill that gets Rush from Vivi here. I really like this Vivi leader. I cannot tell you one way or the other exactly how good it's going to be. As with all of these leaders, we need to actually wait and see what happens when they're released, when they're out in the world. Then we'll get a good look at exactly how good they end up being. But I absolutely am telling you there's a lot of potential here, so I don't know. Maybe get a little bit excited about this one. It's certainly one I'm going to be testing, but I do get the feeling that this could end up being overblown. But the fact that you can give Rush to characters is big. The fact that you can keep characters on the board is big. Add that all up together, and you've got a character with, if nothing else, a rather gigantic amount of potential. Now, I told you about one of the secret rares already. That is the Uta. I did not tell you about the Trafalgar Law, which honestly seems a little bit rude of me, so maybe we should have a look at the Law, which is the other secret rare, which I find very interesting, of course, because Trafalgar Law is a male character, so shouldn't really fit neatly into the heroine set, which is, of course, the set we're rocking here, but it's one of those whereby if you've seen One Piece or read One Piece, you'll go, oh, okay. That actually canonically makes perfect sense. Cool. There we go. So what have we got from Trafalgar Law then? Well, we got ourselves a secret rare, 8 cost, 6k counter plus 1,000. You've only got 6k as an 8 cost, so you know there's some good skills here. And we've got Rush. That's a win. You can attack the turn you play. And then we've got Activate Main, trash a card from your hand, and this character. So you've only got 6k, and this skill makes you trash a card from your hand and the character. Well, you add 1 card from the top of your deck to your life. Oh, that's good. And then you can play a 7 cost or lower Trafalgar Law from your hand. Oh. Yeah, that skill's kind of busted. That skill is kind of ridiculous. We love this skill. This skill is awesome. And it does kind of make me think. Obviously, this is an 8 cost law, so you have to have a 7 cost law to pair with this. But this makes me think of Rocinante. Because remember, Rocinante isn't a law leader, but it is a leader that basically tells you just play law cards. If a Trafalgar Law will be KO'd, you can add a card from the top of your life to your hand instead. Activate Main once per turn, Dom -1. The next Trafalgar Law you play of a cost of 4 or more from your hand will be reduced by 2. So, if you're playing a Rocinante deck with a whole bunch of Trafalgar Law, well, firstly, this can turn into a 6 cost, not an 8 cost, which is kind of ridiculous. And secondly, you're going to be playing a whole bunch of other Trafalgar Law, so you can take advantage of that and have your 7 cost or lower to play from your hand with this skill. Frankly, this all works out rather spiffingly indeed. Big fan of this card, and I gotta tell you, it really does seem to be the Rocinante deck which is getting the best use here of this particular card. Although, let's face it, you're still recovering life, and you've still got Rush. And also, I kind of love the fact here that, you have to trash the character to use this skill, and that's a little bit sad. But then, by the same token, you get Rush, and then you've got a really good skill, but you've got to trash the character, but you've already had the really good skill. And I think we can kind of add all that up and go, you know what? That's totally worth it. We are all right with this. So we've seen the secret rares, we've seen the manga rare, we've seen the alternate art leader. One more thing we need to have a chat about here, and that is that there are 4 special Don in the set. Bandai are really going hard with EB-03 to turn this into just a ridiculous set. Oh, and by the way, just in case that wasn't good enough, there's gold versions of all 4 Don as well. Yeah. When I said Bandai are really going all out with this set, I meant Bandai are really going all out with this set. Now, obviously, the Don, it's just your 4 characters from the front of the pack. So it's not just new characters, no new artwork or anything. It's just the 4 characters artwork from the front as both regular and gold Don. It's cool. I find it kind of interesting, because obviously we've got that EB-03 product I showed you the other day, the one coming out on Premium Bandai, which has all 4 of them in the booster pack artwork as a gold Don. Well, now we've got all of them individually as gold Don, which I find kind of interesting. So there we go. There's your alt art leader, your manga rare, your secret rares, and your new Don from the set. There is a lot going on with EB-03. The set looks absolutely amazing. But I've told you what you need to know for now. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you're weirded out like I am that Uta gets a manga rare. Let me know in the comment section. Good us. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.